And it's already been an exciting evening of high school basketball. We are ready and buckled up to bring you more. Greetings, everybody. Once again, my name is Philip Kern, alongside Dave Shepler, welcoming you to PlayOnSports.com's exclusive coverage of Central Coast Section high school basketball. And tonight, in terms of playoff seeding, this is basically the dream matchup, 1 versus 2. You can't ask for anything better than that, as the number 1 seed, Alma Heights Christian Eagles, take on the number 2 seed, Pinewood Panthers. Now, of course, Pinewood comes in, again, a little bit of the underdog, 13-11, and only 5th place finish in the West Bay League, but they are no strangers to the championship stage. They're actually going for a three-peat tonight. So that's definitely something that will definitely make history for Pinewood. However, for Alma Heights, definitely something a little different. First time they've ever made the Central Coast Section playoff stage, and henceforth, it is their first ever championship appearance. And you can tell just from the crowd out here, the big contingent from Alma Heights is here tonight because, as the t-shirts say, they believe. Now, Dave, we've just talked about the overview of both these teams a little bit. Very different emphases of what they are facing tonight. But I got to tell you what, if this game is anything like the girls' game earlier tonight, we're in for a real treat.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, again, this is what championship games are made of. We saw that in the women's game, and we're hoping to see it here in the men's. You know, what we have, again, almost like if you look at it on paper, you take away the seeds, you just look at the records. You're thinking that Alma Heights is going to come in here and be heavily favored. Knowing the matchups, it's not necessarily the case. Pinewood has a very tough team. In fact, the head coach of Alma Heights Christian, head coach Bermudez, was telling me, hey, nobody's given us a chance. We've never won a playoff game before. We finally won one. We're in our first championship game. And he said, I said, well, what can I expect out of your team tonight? He says, well, I'll tell you one thing. Our players are nobody will play tougher. Nobody will play harder than my guys. Nobody's given us a chance, but we're here to turn some heads tonight and try to tackle our first ever championship. On the other hand, you got Pinewood. They're a team of tradition. Not only have they won back-to-back titles and are going for a three-peat, this is their 4th straight championship appearance. So there's not going to be the amount of nerves and you know, wondering what to expect on their side of the bench. Pinewood, they're led by a couple strong shooters, and Greg Newman and Owen Lewis, who average both about 17 points a game. And this is going to be a really, really good matchup, I think, tonight.
Indeed it will. And like I said before, we were just treated earlier, if you were just joining us this evening, we were treated to quite a matchup between St. Francis Central Coast Catholic School against Pacific Collegiate, the Pacific Collegiate Pumas. And I got to tell you, that game was just the appetizer for this one. I mean, just the up and down, back and forth type of game. I mean, the boys have a tough act to follow. I mean, let's not mistake this. I mean, typically the custom is for a CCS matchup to have a girls and boys doubleheader. But I got to tell you what, the boys, they got a tough act. They got a tough act to follow based on what we watched earlier this evening.
I think you put it exactly right. I mean, a lot of times you'll see maybe a heavier crowd for the boys matchups a lot of times and so forth. But, you know, that girls matchup, when you talk about the excitement of a game, it's going to be really, really difficult not only to beat that, but to compete with it. But, you know, hey, this is what it's all about. The crowd has filed in here for the boys matchup now. It's a more solid packed grandstands to our far side, a little bit more loud already. But yeah, if we get treated to a game like we did in the opener, boy, this is going to be a memorable night.
And you mentioned something about how more packed the grandstands are. Both these schools are in a much closer proximity to Belmont, so that definitely eases the travel burden a little bit. But you can see already the Alma Heights crowd already into it. We haven't even tipped off, so we can only imagine what it's going to be like when the game really starts kicking in. But we are going to step aside for a couple of minutes. Right after this, we will have the starting lineups for both teams and the tip-off of the Central Coast Section Division 5 Boys Basketball Championship right here on Play On Sports, your destination for high school sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you one shot at this.
The national anthem has been sung. The starters have been introduced. We are ready for the Central Coast Section Division 5 boys basketball final here on PlayOnSports.com. Philip Kern alongside Dave Shepler, and we are ready to get this game going. Let's bring you the starters for both teams. First off, for the visiting Pinewood Panthers, they are coached by Manny Messi. The starters are Robin Sanders, Greg Newman, Ryan Bryce, Owen Lewis, and Josh Rose. Pinewood Panthers, of course, the number 2 seed in the Division 5 tournament. For the Alma Heights Christian Eagles, they are coached by Mark Bermudez, the number 1 seed. Their starters are James Boyd, Elias Paz, Joshua Cayetano, Ben Yields, and the center is Matt Kolesnikov. Pinewood wins the tip. They are wearing their road green uniforms, going from right to left, and they get the first possession. Here's Newman with the carry. First possession, here we go. Panthers swinging it around the perimeter. First shot of the game for the Panthers, up and out. Rebound goes to Alma Heights. There you see James Boyd with possession. Already early pressure in the backcourt for the Panthers. And Boyd having a little trouble with it. Gets out to Cayetano. Cayetano inside to Kolesnikov. And it's batted away by Pinewood. A great showing there by Ryan Bryce, who took that first shot, if I recall correctly, and already getting after it on the defensive end. There's Elias Paz being guarded ever so closely. There's Boyd, who's the one we want to watch that, and there we already have a jump ball. Josh Rose forcing the stoppage of play. It will stay with the Eagles, but Pinewood Panthers already coming out tenacious on defense. Pass into Boyd, and it's going to be intercepted by Pinewood. They got a 3-on-2 break if they hurry. Newman, pass inside. Oh, what a pretty play. Pretty play there. Owen Lewis with the finish. And a little bit of a push-off. And Ben Yields is going to get called for the offensive foul, pushing the Pinewood defender away to catch that ball.
Well, there you saw a great execution by Pinewood down the field to lay that ball up and in, and then some impatience on the side of Alma Heights to try to return the favor in a quick method, but it resulted in a turnover.
Here we see Pinewood. Another possession here. Here's Lewis kicking it out to Bryce. Bryce is going to shoot from the circle. Yes, he gets the shooter's roll. You can already see Pinewood implementing that full court press. It's really starting to give the Eagles some issues. There you see Yields kicking it around to Boyd. He does break through the half-court line. There's Yields. Yields spot top for three. Oh, that was an air ball, way short.
Well, he was wide open on that shot, too.
Bryce going around to the right side. Hand off, tried to feed it inside to Owen Lewis, but a nice play for the Eagle defender to stop everything. 6:25 left to go. Already a fast and furious pace here at Notre Dame de Namur University, and the Eagles crowd trying to get their club into it already, and they've looked a little bit nervous. Here's Bryce with possession. He's going to hand it off back to Newman. Newman directing traffic. He's going to pop for three. In and out. Cayetano with the board. He's going to try to push it. Here comes Paz. He's going to try and finish it himself, and he will.
Nice finish by Paz.
Paz gets the first bucket for his Eagle squad. Newman inside. And a travel. Robin Sanders gets flagged, or whistled down for the travel, I should say.
Boy, we are seeing a frantic opening pace here, Philip.
My goodness.
And we're already going to see our first time out of the game.
And Mark Bermudez, I don't think he's liking too much of what he's seen so far. So calls a timeout to sort of calm the troops down. But I want to talk a little bit about Alma Heights. I mean, we didn't get to because of the abbreviated pregame show, but they have a lot of guys that we got to look out for. First of which being James Boyd, who leads the scoring contingency, 16.5 points a night. Good for 24th in the entire section, but he is not the entire story. They have three guys who can score, who averaged up more than 10 points a night. Joshua Cayetano at 12.4 and Matt Kolesnikov at 11.1. I mean, this is a very, very well-balanced team, and you're going to see a lot of pressure go to Boyd because of his proficiency of scoring the ball, but he is not all that this Eagles team can boast as far as scoring.
No, it's a great point. And what Kolesnikov gives you down low, too, is he also leads the team in rebounds, averaging more than eight a game.
There you see Boyd trying to break through that Panther pressure, and there will be a foul. And that is going to be on Josh Rose, his first. 5:52 left, and a 4-2 early advantage for the Pinewood Panthers. And there you see Boyd with possession. Rose all over him one-on-one. Here's Yields. Tried to find Kolesnikov on the other side and overshot him on the pass.
I think what we're seeing here is what we kind of talked about earlier, which is that Pinewood's been here before, and I think we're seeing that composure early on as opposed to the Eagles, who just are still not, calmed down yet.
Here's Newman, tries to slash inside on the key. He collects his own miss, tries to go off the glass, tried to do it again. And on the board, no, again, 4 straight chances. Owen Lewis couldn't even get it. And here's Ben Yields, and a foul. That's number 2 on Josh Rose. He may have to come out early on this one.
Yeah, 2 quick fouls, and it looks like they are going to sub in for him right now.
They will, as Aiden Lucero, number 15, is going to get his first action in, as Rose already has some foul trouble. Yields inbounding it to Paz. Here's Kolesnikov on the elbow. And he already gets double teamed, and then Pinewood forces another turnover.
Boy, both of these teams are scrapping. They all want the ball. It'll be interesting to see if they can keep up this pace, but right now, boy, they are going on all cylinders.
They really are. Owen Lewis again, just getting his elbows dirty a little bit, going after every loose ball he could think of. 5:08 left to go here in this first quarter already. Like we said, a fast and frenetic pace to this Division V Boys Basketball Championship. Pinewood having a little bit of issues there. There's Ryan Bryce. 20 on the shot clock here. He's going to go to his left. Kicks it back out. Three-pointer on the way. That is good. Aiden Lucero right off the bench. Gives Pinewood an early 7-2 edge. Here comes Cayetano for the Eagles. Going to go to his left. Tries to spin. And he will draw the foul.
That's probably the best thing that the Eagles could have happen right now is to put a stop to this game on the court. Drawing the foul, going to try to, it looks like it's not going to be a shooting foul, but still, just to kind of slow it down, reset.
The foul going to Aiden Lucero, his first since coming off the bench. Boyd a three, no. Sanders with the rebound, he's going to push it out to Newman. He wants to set things up early. He doesn't want to waste any time. Newman kicks out. Bryce, three, no. Boyd with the rebound, and he's going to try and push. There's Yields, going to go to his right. He's automatically double teamed. They want the travel. Kolesnikov off the glass, no. Lucero with a rebound.
Nice look for Kolesnikov. He just was in too much of a hurry to get it up.
Sanders off the glass, no. Bryce with the offensive board, going to kick it back out. Lucero around to Owen for a mid-range jumper, no. To Owen Lewis, I beg your pardon. And now here's Ben Yields. Yields to Cayetano. Inside Boyd, oh, they wanted another travel. They're not going to get it. Paz, mid-range jumper, no. Sanders with another rebound. Pinewood trying to push the tempo early, and they will. Newman fouled. No, it's not a foul. It's a travel.
Yeah, they're going to get him on the walk. One step too many. Right idea. Took it to the hole. Again, the pace is just so fast he wasn't able to slow down his feet there.
We got a couple of substitutions we want to tell you about. Gabe Batista and David Bodine checking in for the first time. 3:40 left to go. It's hard to believe it. We're already past the halfway point of this first quarter. Here's Cayetano on the far wing. Going to go to his right. There's Batista being hounded by Bryce. Boyd and Newman one-on-one with each other. Cutting Yields inside. Tries to use the glass. Doesn't go. Loose ball. Who's going to come up with it? Batista to Cayetano. Fresh possession. Cayetano. Three. No. Loose ball. Bodine has it. And he's going to give it to Lewis. And they're going to ease up the tempo a little bit. Manny Messi wanting the Panthers to slow up their tempo a little bit here.
Yeah, first time tonight he's made that call. Let's see how they set it.
Here's Lucero at the top of the key. 18 seconds left to shoot. Kicks it back out to Bryce. Back to Lucero. He's going to pop another three. No. Rebound to Lewis.
Boy, Pinewood all over the boards early on, dominating the glass.
And Pinewood, of course, taking that advantage early on. Here's Newman. He's going to launch a three. Yes! 10-2 Panthers already in this game, and the Eagles crowd is sort of sitting on their hands waiting for something to happen. Cayetano, spin move. Oh, is that a travel? Yes. One too many steps, and we're going to have some more substitutions here. Jonathan Wang checking in for the first time for the Eagles. And for Pinewood, Kyle Murphy and Nathan Beek will see their first action in the championship matchup. More the Pinewood faithful sort of filling in the stands right now, so they're going to get even louder as things come across.
Well, these teams not strangers to each other. They did match up on December 17th of this season, and Alma Heights was able to get them by 1 point down to the wire. So these teams very familiar.
Murphy, mid-range jumper, no. And Murray gets his own rebound. Fresh shot clock here, 2:09 left to go here in the first quarter. Murphy, bounce pass, Lucero, cross court. There's the shot, no, that was a miss by Nathan Beek. And here's Boyd with the rebound. Boyd's gonna push it up, loses his footing, and there's a turnover. Kyle Murphy in by himself, yes! A fast and furious start here, and there's already Morales. Tries to draw the foul, he's not gonna get it. Boyd with the offensive rebound. Finds Batista inside, yes! And he gets the and one!
Boy, they needed that. Woo. The timing was right. Right when I was saying they may need to look to call a timeout, they throw a length of the court pass. Luckily, Batista is there. to get the basket and the foul, again, to slow the pace down. Really, it seems like the Eagles are falling victim to Pinewood's pace. And they're playing this catch-up. They're antsy. They haven't been in this championship game before. Pinewood's 4th straight appearance, and I think Alma Heights just needs to just try to slow it down and get it back to their game, their pace.
Here's Gabe Batista at the line, trying to complete the and one, and he does. We had some new substitutions here for both clubs. We'll get those to you as soon as we can. Nathan Beek with possession. Oh, a little careful there. Rashawn Ball back around to Murphy. Murphy to his right, trying to cross over, doesn't do it. Lucero at the top of the key, 19 seconds left on the shot clock. 1:18 left to go. Rashawn Ball, no, that's not going to go. Rebound by Wang. 1:13 left. Panthers still trying to apply that pressure. Here is Batista. Around to Ben Yields. Trapped in his own near corner by Rashawn Ball. Very nice defense. Going to right cycle it back around to Batista. Loose ball. He does collect it. Ben Yields has it. Going to drive. Right hand off the glass. No. Rebound by Yields. It goes off his hand. Oh, it's going to stay with Alma Heights. I thought that was going to be a turnover.
Yeah, close call there. You know, we're seeing, I'm surprised to see Kolesnikov not on the court right now for Alma Heights. He's, again, one of their top scorers and rebounders, but on the bench for now.
Here's Paz. Oh, they wanted to travel on the Pinewood bench. They're not going to get it. Ben Yields off the glass. No. Rebound by Lucero. 42 seconds left here in this first quarter, and the Panthers want to push. Beek rotating it around. Here's Murphy. Back to Beek. Thought about the shot, and it's going to be an offensive foul. Great job there by the Eagles to draw that charge. That was Jonathan Wang. Yeah. And the shot clock will be off. 32 seconds left on the game clock. So if the Eagles want to, they could just play for one, but it doesn't look like the Panthers are going to let them.
Wang took a good shot to the chops there. Way to stand his ground and take the foul.
Paz with the double team. Bautista backs off to Yields. Oh, nice steal by Rashawn Ball. And the Panthers want to push. Lucero's going to hold it up. They're going to play for the last possession of the first quarter. Smart move. Here's Nathan Beek with possession. 13 seconds left here in this first quarter. Hands it around to Murphy. Now back to Lucero. 7 seconds left. Lucero deciding what he wants to do. Behind the back. Beek, a three. No. And the rebound is there by Teleria, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. And not exactly a snail's pace, we want to call it. It's very fast, very frenetic, and exactly what Pinewood wants. At the end of the first quarter, it is Pinewood 12, Alma Heights 5.
Yeah, I think what we see here, Philip, in the opening quarter is don't underestimate the heart of a champion. And Pinewood, although their record this year wasn't as impressive maybe as in years past, it doesn't matter. Once you're at this point, once you get into the playoffs, once you're in the championship game, records out the window. And Pinewood, at least early, is looking quite dominant. They've got Alma Heights out of their game plan. Pinewood looks good both offensively and defensively on the boards. Boyd for Alma Heights, James Boyd has struggled to get going here. He's their leading scorer. So it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Bermudez makes some adjustments here going into the second quarter.
Well, something you mentioned about Pinewood, too. I mean, getting a chance to email Coach Messi back and forth. Realize that this is Messi's first year at the helm of Pinewood. So for him to be able to take his team, even though they've been here before, to do that in his first year, he even said this has been a learning experience for him, not just about what he can do as a coach, but about his team as well. So I think he attributes that to a lot of Pinewood's success, especially recently.
Sure. No, again, like you mentioned, he was able to learn throughout the year, and I think he's got him right where he wants him at this point in the season.
Here's Newman going to his left, looking for Bryce inside. He does get him. Oh, that was just too easy. Ryan Bryce was just there on the block waiting for it. Oh, Teleria nearly got called for a travel. Boyd does break through the half-court press. Cayetano trying to get to Teleria, and Sanders got his hand in there to break up that pass. So Pinewood, really more of a full-court press right now, and the Eagles are having a hard time with it.
Yeah, they sure are. Again, I'm waiting to see some adjustments made after the quarter. Let's see, we got a shot.
Is that Cayetano for three? No, that was James Boyd, I beg your pardon, but I think he needed that to get going. I think he was shut out in that whole first quarter.
Yeah, I believe he was. He's their leading scorer again, averages more than 16 and a half a game, so that was big.
Here we go, Bryce at the far wing. Fade back jumper, that's not gonna go. Rebound by Sanders, gonna go back up for it. No, Kolesnikov with another board. Boyd looking to push. Oh, what a great play by Ryan Bryce to pick that one off. Here comes Pinewood again. To Lewis. Oh, Newman with the second chance. No. Rebound by Rose. Goes back up. Yes. Those offensive boards are just hurting the Eagles right now.
Well, way to stay with it. Rose, first, second, third efforts, just all over the ball, not giving up.
Here's Kolesnikov. He's going to bring it up himself. Going to drive the lane. Up. No. Rebound. It goes to Lewis. Bryce gets the loose board. And here comes Rose. Up with the left hand. No. And here's Paz with the board. He's going to look to push. Paz up and under. And no. Ryan Bryce was not going to have any of it.
No, Paz was wondering if Paz was looking for the foul.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, but great block down low.
Oh, Ryan Bryce is such a tenacious defender early on. Boyd, a three, no. Loose ball, who's going to get it? It's going to be Alma Heights. What a great play by Cayetano. New shot clock here, 6:10 left to go here in the first half. Cayetano forces a three, no. Rebound is going to go to Kolesnikov. And Paz is going to have the reset. Boyd trying to direct traffic, trying to get everybody on the same page here. There's Talaria on the perimeter. Nice feed inside to Kolesnikov. Up and under, and oh, he's going to travel.
Yeah, one too many moves. One too many moves. Kolesnikov trying to get it going. Again, he's typically a very strong presence for the Eagles down low, but tonight he has just not reached that level that he's used to playing, and he's hobbling a little bit up the court. He looks okay.
Well, we'll have to monitor that. If he has to get substituted out at some point, that could hurt the Eagles right now. They need everybody on board here. Newman mid-ranger, no. Rebound by Rose. He's going to go up with it. That's not going to go. Lewis, a third chance. Again, the offensive boards just hurting the Eagles.
Boy, Lewis and Rose are all over the glass with offensive rebounds, and it is just paying dividends for Pinewood.
It certainly is. And another steal. Oh, but Ryan Bryce not minding his feet. He was looking at keeping his eyes down court, which is what you want to do, but a little too far out of bounds. So another opportunity goes by the wayside for the Panthers.
Alma Heights really needs to convert a bucket here, keep this lead, get it back down into single digits. Don't let this thing get out of control as you start approaching the half. Boyd looked like he was heating up a little bit with the three-pointer. Let's see if he can get another bucket.
And the Panthers crowd already into it right now. Here's Talaria. He is boxed into his own corner. Cayetano. Nice feed to Kolesnikov. He won't quite get the and one, but he will get to the free throw line.
Well, let's see if these free throws will get Kolesnikov going. Nice, strong move down low. Great pass to find him. Takes the contact. Almost got the and one, but these are two big free throws to cut this thing down to single digits.
They really are. And Kolesnikov, a 61% free throw shooter, will get his chance at the charity stripe. First one's up. And no, didn't quite get it there.
Nice rotation on the ball, just a little not enough on it.
Here in front of our bench, we have Aiden Lucero about to check in. And Kolesnikov misses both. Oh, wow. Here come the Panthers with it. Newman on the far wing. He's going to try and drive baseline. Up and over. Oh, wow, that was nice.
Again, you said it earlier, these baskets are just too easy right now for Pinewood.
20-8 edge for the Panthers. 4:53 left to go here in this first half. From Notre Dame to Namur University here in Belmont, California. Philip Kern alongside Dave Shepler. Glad you're with us here this evening. Cayetano from NCAA range. Maybe that's the spark that gets the Eagles going.
Yeah, well, he's their second leading scorer on the team. He averages a dozen, and maybe that'll get him going. I believe that's his first made field goal of the game.
Newman inside Sanders. Oh, the ball rotation is just beautiful right now for the Panthers.
Yeah, nice find. Their offense is just mechanically.
Oh, working. Nice spin move by Paz. Cayetano respond with a three. No. Rebound by Lewis. Here comes Newman. He wants to push. 4:15 left to go. Oh, nice interception by Paz. As Newman was looking for Bryce inside. Paz surrounded by Panthers defenders. He was triple teamed, and they're going to get called for the foul. The Panthers contingency of fans not too happy with the call, as it's going to go against Robin Sanders. And that's already the seventh foul against Pinewood, so we're going to have to watch that, see how that plays into the rest of this first half.
Yeah, it's probably the only thing that they're not doing right so far in this first half of this championship game. That last possession when they turned the ball over on an errant pass, really that was the first time I even saw that all game. They've been so crisp and accurate with the passing. Again, on the boards, Lewis has impressed me quite a bit along with Rose. They're just quicker to the ball right now, Philip.
There we see Elias Paz making his first free throw. Second one on the way. Yes. 74% free thrower, so he is very solid from there. Gabe Batista checking back in for Paz. 4:07 left to go. 22-13. Pinewood is ahead. Here comes Newman for the Panthers, trying to set the offense up. Him and Boyd going at it one-on-one. Lewis back out to Newman. Oh, that was close. Wasn't too sure what to do, and this time he gets called for travel.
Well, he tested fate a little too much there.
Yeah.
He kind of was able to finagle his way out of the first jump up with the ball, but then he couldn't stop with the travel, so he's going to get a well-deserved rest here.
Absolutely, and Nathan Beek is going to check in his place for this one, but this is a 9-point advantage for the Pinewood Panthers. Here's Batista. Oh, mid-range jumper. Oh, and he got fouled. Oh, goodness. Owen Lewis does not agree with that call, and frankly, I don't blame him. Maybe they call him for the little bit of risk they got on Gabe Batista at the end, but that looked like a clean block to me.
Yeah, if he got him, it wasn't a whole lot of that on him.
No.
Great play by Lewis, great hustle. Eagles struggling to find the open man when they're getting trapped. Batista was open, but he was open for a split second before Lewis got right to him on the block.
Batista at the line, he's a 68% free throw shooter. He does make that first one.
Well, it's really been the free throws that have allowed the Eagles to stay within striking distance in this game and to keep it within single digits. That's and good for them that they're making these free foul shots.
Batista does split them. He goes 1 for 2. Loose ball. Pinewood does have it. Lucero flinging the elbows around, trying to give himself some space. Boyd is just relentless near half court with that pressure. Beek around to Murphy, being guarded by Cayetano. Swings it around the ball. Up and under. Mid-range jumper fade away. No. Rebound goes up and under. Oh, wow. David Bodine. Those offensive boards again. Pinewood is just eating it alive. Boyd to the corner. He's getting trapped in there. He's double teamed. And the ball will stay with the Eagles. But you can see the Pinewood Panthers defense is just really getting the Eagles into the exact spots they wanted. Deep into the corners, getting double teamed. It's really causing the Eagles problems.
No questions. And the Eagles haven't figured out what to do with it yet. And second chance points for Pinewood have been unbelievable.
And a turnover. Beek is all by himself. And easy bucket. A 20-second timeout being called by head coach Mark Bermudez. And I think if you were going to pick one play that has exemplified that first half, that was it right there. That Eagles inbound play did not go the way they wanted. And Nathan Beek was just in by himself, and Mark Bermudez has to stop the bleeding here in a hurry.
Right. Well, there's a couple things with Alma Heights. I mean, really, they're having a tough time right now. I don't know if part of it is just being overwhelmed with the whole experience of being here. I mean, their coach made it very clear to me before this game that their players are nobody's going to outplay them. They're going to give it 100%. I think they are. They're just having a little bit of trouble executing right now. The one thing, you look at Alma Heights, they're a young team. Only one senior starter for Alma Heights. So,
young team.
It's a young team, and I think, it's a good time for a timeout there by head coach, and let's see what they do.
3 minutes left to go here in the first half. Yields takes the dangerous pass, and he finishes at the rim. It was a nice play by Cayetano, a little bit of a dangerous pass, but he'll take it.
And Yields is that one senior starter, so good to see him step up.
Beek tries to split the double team, and he's going to get an offensive foul. Now, of course, Pinewood not agreeing with that call, but he tried to split the double team, but the defense was already there.
Again, the one weakness that we've seen from Pinewood is the amount of fouls, and this is really an opportunity for the Eagles now to try to take some momentum there. Again, we're going to see some foul trouble here for Pinewood, and it's not even halftime. 19
fouls with 2.5 minutes left to go, but Pinewood still keep cranking up the defensive pressure. Here's Lucero to the left, and he's going to pull it up a little bit. get the offense set up. Murphy for three. No, he overshot everything. Rebound collected by Yields. And here comes James Boyd. Going to cross it over. Nearly has the ball stripped, but Boyd able to maintain his composure. Yields around to the far wing. Boyd. No. Lucero with the board.
Well, that was the right shot. They finally had some good ball movement. Boyd wide open, your leading scorer. Couldn't get it to go down.
Murphy a three. No. Tussle for the ball, and it's going to go to the Eagles. Here's Yields going to try to drive, and he's double teamed immediately. Kolesnikov, kick out. Oh, the pass went over Batista's head. Back to the Panthers. 1:44 left to go. The Eagles still look out of sync.
Philip, I'm looking at the Pinewood bench and the enthusiasm. Every player and coach on that bench has been standing, supporting the team, trying to get them going. In fact, the official finally had to look and say, hey, you got to sit down. You got to sit down. But it just shows you the amount of passion and that this team is really, really wanting this championship tonight.
And it's a very, very raucous environment. More the stands have gotten to get filled in here. Stands are only on one side of the arena, but nevertheless, it does get loud in here. Murphy swings it around. 90 seconds left to go here in this first half. Lucero driving. Teardrop. No. Rebound by Cayetano. Cayetano's going to push, but he's triple teamed, and he threw it at the foot of a Pinewood defender.
Wow.
I don't know what Cayetano was doing. Maybe he got overwhelmed by the triple team, but now it's going to go back to the Panthers.
I think that's an excellent word. I mean, right now the Eagles are looking overwhelmed, quite frankly. They're looking overwhelmed on when they're on offense, and Pinewood is just smothering them defensively, consistently trapping. They got two guys running to the ball at all times, and they just have not figured it out.
1:15 left to go. Beak, oh, nice pump fake. Teardrop in the key, no. Boyd, who had the rebound, but was knocked out of his hands by Newman, but it will stay Eagle possession. But you see Pinewood, even though the Eagles get possession of the ball, they are still going after it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, they still view that ball as theirs, even though they're playing defense.
Yeah, no question. And Newman had just checked back into the game, and already he's making plays. So
1 minute left to go here in the first half. Panthers up 26-16 here in this Division V championship. Boyd out beyond the three-point line, trying to reset the shot clock. Reset the offensive possession, I beg your pardon. 14 left on the shot clock. Kolesnikov throws it off a Panthers defender. So the Eagles will get the ball back. 12 on the shot clock, 46 seconds left in this first half.
I give the coaching staff a lot of credit for Pinewood to have these players in such tremendous shape. I mean, they have not slowed down at all on defense.
And another turnover as Gabe Batista threw it right at the ankles of James Boyd. He couldn't collect it. So now the Panthers get the ball back. Fresh shot clock here. I mean, they could really play for one possession here. 40 seconds left here in this first half. Glad you've joined us here on the PlayOnSports.com High School Sports Network. Here's Newman at the top of the key. He's going to launch a three right in Boyd's face. Doesn't get it. Rebound by Ben Yields. And are they going to hold up? Whoa, Boyd needs to be a little more careful with his feet there. And Yields is in a little bit of trouble. Turnover again by the Panthers. Here's Newman, and he's going to pull up and just let this clock run out for one possession. 10 seconds left. Newman trying to figure out what he's going to do. 6 seconds left. 5, working on Boyd one-on-one. Lucero, 3, yes! A huge three-pointer to end the half, and for the Pinewood Panthers, they continue to assert their dominance, and at halftime, they go into the locker room with a ton of confidence, while the Alma Heights Christian Eagles need to figure out something else in order to get into this whole thing, because the Eagles, they look swamped.
Yeah, they do. They look absolutely confused. We have not been able to see them execute offensively at all. Defensively, they're late. They're giving up a lot of transition. They're giving up open, easy baskets. And I don't know what Coach Bermudez is going to say to them in the locker room to get them to turn this thing around, but they got a lot of work to do. And you see the fans on the Pinewood side just on their feet at the half. Impressive first half by Pinewood.
Impressive first half it was, and with that, we are going to step aside for just a couple of minutes. We will be back for our halftime recap here of the first half, where the Pinewood Panthers are ahead of the Alma Heights Christian Eagles, 29-16. You are watching live coverage of the Central Coast Section Division V Boys Basketball Championship here on PlayOnSports.com. Halftime here at the Walter Gleason Center on the campus of Notre Dame to Namur University, where this is the second half of our doubleheader this evening. Of course, we just saw the CCS Division V girls basketball final earlier this evening, and we've just been treated to a very well-played first half of this boys basketball final here with the Pinewood Panthers ahead 29-16 over the Alma Heights Christian Eagles. Philip Kern alongside Dave Shepler trying to recap this first half, where really it was a lot of team effort on both sides. We were just looking at the numbers here from the first half. Not really one particular guy that stood out as far as the points go, but really it was a well-balanced effort on both sides.
Yeah, it definitely was, and the stats definitely reflect that. For Pinewood, with that 29-16 lead, the leading man was Lucero. He scored the three-point shot at the buzzer of the first half, which gave him 6 points, which is enough to lead his squad in scoring. Alma Heights, 2 players with 4 each. You had Paz with 4 and Batista with 4 off the bench. So really, both sides, especially Pinewood, who have played they're very deep, as we were talking about at the half, and have rotated quite a bit. So out of the 29 points, 6 points is your leading score. So very balanced. Despite the 29-16 deficit for Alma Heights, it was interesting to see them come out of the locker room, the enthusiasm that their fans have. I mean, certainly they're not down by the halftime score. They know that their team has what it takes to come back. We'll see what happens here in the second half and see if they can shrink that deficit, and if we can, by the fourth quarter, have a little bit more of a treat like we had in that first matchup.
No, absolutely. I think you were talking about the enthusiasm of the fans, too. I mean, let's keep in mind, we talked about this at the beginning of the broadcast for this game. Alma Heights, this is their first ever foray into this deep into the CCS playoffs. So for them, the whole newness of everything, that's really what's got the fans excited. For Pinewood, I mean, the fans are enthusiastic, but they've been here before. Like we mentioned before, they're going for a three-peat tonight, which is unheard of anymore in high school sports these days. But I think you mentioned something that was very important, the enthusiasm of the fans. I mean, do you possibly think that may have attributed to some of the butterflies that maybe the Eagles squad was sort of dealing with in that first half, just everything that was going on right there?
I think very, very well so. I mean, anytime you're in an uncomfortable or a new situation that you're not accustomed to, and really the expectations, quite frankly, for the Eagles has gone up. I mean, in their first playoff victory, they scored a record 91 points, which was the most points their school had ever scored. I mean, they've been reaching a lot of milestones in first, and so we'll see what they can do here in the second half behind their crowd.
And here we go with the second half. Elias Paz being hounded by Ryan Bryce. And here we go, James Boyd going up against Josh Rose one-on-one. And this Pinewood defense, you can't say enough about how they've done here in this first half. A nice cut in there to Kolesnikov. He's swatted away. And now the Panthers have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Lewis can't handle it. And now here come the Eagles. And they're having a hard time with it. A turnover in their backcourt. Ryan Bryce hasn't done much as far as the scoring is concerned, but he has been just a bloodhound on defense all night.
And again, you have the entire enthusiasm of the Pinewood bench helping out the referee with that call, all saying, our way, that's our ball.
Here's Bryce taking the feed. Mid-ranger, no. Rebound, and the Eagles just not communicating there as Kolesnikov and Boyd both converged on the rebound, but Pinewood gets a new possession.
Kolesnikov has really struggled so far in this game. He averages 11 and 8, and so far he just hasn't gotten off.
Here's Newman with the new possession. He's going to back it out. Sanders calling for the ball, but Kolesnikov is right on him. Messi is employing his team to move the ball a little bit because it seems like they're just stuck in one spot. Here's Sanders, gives it off. Bryce a three. Yes, sir. Ryan Bryce with a clutch three, and now it's a 32-16 advantage for the Panthers.
Smooth stroke by Bryce. Really sharp.
Here's Boyd with possession. He's assuming a lot of the point guard duties this evening. Cayetano, oh, Bryce read that play so nicely. He is in by himself, and he's going to take the two right there. Ryan Bryce just has been such a standout defender, and really is forcing the Eagles into an uncomfortable tempo. Boyd misses the three. Rebound by Lewis. So the Panthers.
The Eagles got to be very careful right here. I mean, this one's getting out of hand.
It is. And it's going to go to the Eagles, and Josh Newman there on the baseline sort of wondering what's going on with that call. And Coach Manny Messi employing his team to start that full court press, and they're just not quite paying attention here on this last sequence. Newman, nearly came away with that steal, but he's going to get called for the foul instead near midcourt.
Yeah, I mean, you have Pinewood, they're up 18, but boy, they're not letting up at all. I mean, head coach Manny Messi still calling for that press like you mentioned.
Well, he's seeing it's working because the Eagles just haven't found a way to solve it. Here's Cayetano being guarded by Bryce. Kolesnikov collects the loose ball. Cayetano for three, no. Yields with the offensive rebound. Inside to Cayetano. Tried to feed to Kolesnikov. It's going to go off him, and it's Pinewood basketball.
Disappointing for Kolesnikov. He's really struggled getting a grip on that ball today. We've seen it on both sides of the court, offensively and defensively. They're going to need him to get it right in order to get back into this thing down low.
5:44 left to go here in this third quarter. Pinewood has just taken control of this game, up 34-16. And their defense has really deserves a lot of credit. Here's Lewis, fade back jumper, the key. Oh, that was pretty. Pinewood with their largest lead of the night, it stands at 20 points. And the Eagles are still struggling to find that offense. Pass one-on-one with Bryce, back to Boyd, facing the double team. Swings it around to Yields. Yields trying to dig inside. Kolesnikov, up and over, no. Rebound goes to Yields, a fresh possession for the Eagles. Swings it around. Paz looking for somebody to get it to. Yields, finds Cayetano. Left hand, no. Rebound by Sanders. Here he comes. Newman trying to push. Right hand off the glass. Yes. And the foul. Greg Newman asserting himself right there. Remember, he had 22 points and led the Panthers in scoring last round.
I'll tell you, the Panthers have been absolutely relentless on the defensive and offensive side of the ball. They are swarming on defense. Offensively, they're consistently pushing it up the court. And every player on the court for the Panthers, quite frankly, has looked just absolutely perfect for the most part. I mean, yeah, here and there, but as a team, Coach Messi has them playing as a really strong unit.
Really does. Newman completes that three-point play. The Eagles still having a lot of issues with that full court press. Here's Ben Yields trying to break through. He's looking for someone to throw it to. Doesn't really have any. There's another turnover. Ryan Bryce again. He's in all by himself. Oh, he got swatted away by James Boyd. I'm not sure if he was maybe expecting a foul call, but Pinewood will get possession. 4:37 left to go.
Yeah, give Boyd some credit on the hustle there. He's the leader of the Eagles in terms of scoring. He averages nearly 16 and a half a game, so this has got to be frustrating for him. Along with the Eagles, their one senior starter, Yields, I will give him credit. He has really done all he can fighting to get to the ball, but they just cannot get all five players on the same page to break these traps and to get back on defense. There's an interesting, in Pinewood semifinal matchup, one of the headlines of that was that they just completely stifled St. Francis with this pressure. We're seeing it firsthand here today. In fact, in the third quarter of that semifinal game, they outscored and held St. Francis. It was 23-3 in the third quarter in the semifinal matchup. I'll tell you what, after seeing what I've seen here tonight, I'm certainly a believer in Pinewood.
Wow. As we should be. I mean, just their total team defense. You brought it up. I mean, individually, they've had their moments of having their mistakes, but as a team, their defense has been as close to perfect as you can get.
No question.
I mean, it's just been such a display to watch. And for Coach Manny Messi, I am sure that he is just ecstatic beyond belief in shutting down this very potent Alma Heights Christian Eagles team. Here's Bryce with possession. Fade back mid-range jumper. No. Loose rebound. It's going to go to the Eagles. Slightly controversial because from our vantage point, it looked like James Boyd was the last one with possession.
Yeah, it did, and the fans reflected that for Pinewood. They were all a little baffled by the call, but.
Here's Batista. Has the ball nearly ripped away from him by Josh Rose. It is a jump ball and will go to Pinewood. That's where the possession arrow is going, and man, this Panthers defense just giving the Eagles a whole lot of fits.
You know, the only way that you're going to be able to beat this type of pressure by Pinewood, it's almost like if you're a quarterback, you have to anticipate where your receiver's going to be and throw it before he's there, because by the time they're finding an open man, they're swarmed. They can't get rid of the ball.
Good point you bring up is here's Bryce, fakes the pass, out the glass, but he's going to get called for an offensive foul. A good idea by Ryan Bryce. He had the fake, was going up, but there was an Eagles defender in the way, as we're going to get some substitutions here. As Bodine, David Bodine, Rashawn Ball, Aiden Lucero, and Kyle Murphy all checking in at once. So the substitutions en masse here for the Pinewood Panthers.
Yeah, again, we were talking about that at half, the amount of depth. And I mean, this is a team effort all the way up and down the bench. I'm impressed big time with Ryan Price. This guy's a sophomore, and he is just all over the court. Offensively, he's got a heck of a jump shot. Very impressed.
Ben Yields having some hard time there with the double team near midcourt, and the Eagles just continue to look discombobulated. They will get possession, much to the chagrin of the Pinewood bench and fans as well. But again, with 3:47 left to go, still the Eagles have not found really any solution for that full court press. It's still giving them the heebie-jeebies.
Well, the Eagles haven't scored in the second half.
No. And a swat away. Rashawn Ball says, put that back where that came from.
Wow.
As if the Panthers needed any more reason to get hyped.
They lose nothing going to their bench.
No.
I'll tell you.
No, they don't. They are a deep team.
This is Pinewood, if they complete this today, they're a team I'd like to watch in NorCal.
No question. And here we have a foul called on the Panthers. It's going to be on Kyle Murphy, but still, I mean, if you're the Panthers right now, you almost don't want to discourage the aggressiveness because it's worked so well for you. I mean, even with the foul trouble that they had in the first half, it really hasn't affected them.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, and Coach Messi is relaying that to his players. He is not.
And speaking of which, Newman with the steal near midcourt, can't complete the layup. There's a rebound by Jonathan Wang, and they're still all over him. Here's Kolesnikov trying to bring it up, and Murphy with another steal.
Yeah.
This Panthers defense, wow.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
So Wang gets a rebound, and instantly there's 3 Panthers surrounding him.
Here's Lucero trying to drive, kicks out. Newman, a 3, no. Pulled it a little short. Newman gets his own board and collects the offensive rebound and the second chance points.
Wow.
3 minutes. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, surprise Coach Bermudez isn't calling a timeout here. This is getting really out of hand.
We're past the 3-minute point. Kolesnikov for 3, no. Rebound goes to Bodine. 2:46 left to go. Pinewood in full control of this one, 41-16. And if this keeps up, they may actually be pitching a shutout here in this third quarter.
Yeah, and again, there's something about the third quarter. I mean, they've been doing it in the first half, but semifinal games, they give up 3 points in the third quarter. So we're looking at 3 points total in the last 2 games in the third quarter given up.
Newman mid-range, no. And there's Teleria with the defensive board. 2:20 left to go. Boyd still trying to figure out a way to beat this full court press. Batista inside. Kolesnikov. He's getting hounded by a double team, and they're going to call for a foul. But again, you're seeing it. The longer they stay in one position, the double team just starts to converge, and the Eagles just don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. And of course, you think to yourself at home, you're saying, hey, you got the ball, you're surrounded by 2-3 players. That means there has to be 1 or 2 guys open. But when you're actually in that position and you can't see over these guys, they got their hands up, you've got to anticipate it coming, and you've got to be quick on the pass.
Well, the quickness is definitely what the Eagles have lacked, as Cayetano tried to draw a foul call on the three-pointer, did not get it. 25 seconds left on the shot clock. We're nearing the 2-minute mark here in this third quarter of the CCS Division V Boys Basketball Championship. And another turnover forced by the Panthers.
They've got to help each other out a little bit more on offense. They got to come to the ball.
Here's Murphy going one-on-one with Wang. Fade back, mid-range jumper, no! Teleria with the board, and we were noticing this in the halftime shootout. These rims got no give whatsoever.
No, if that one's not going down.
Paz with another turnover. That went into the hands of Nathan Beek. A minute and a half left to go here in this third quarter, and Pinewood just in total control. Here's Bodine going to his right. Ball, he's going to launch a 2, and goes off the top of the backboard. No. Loose ball, who's going to get it? It's going to be Lucero, the offensive rebound. Murphy swings it around to Beek, swings around to Bodine, looking for somebody inside, but he's going to go to his right, and they're going to hand it out to Beek for a recycle. Lucero looking Kolesnikov right in the eye. Bodine, kick out, Murphy, mid-range jumper, no. The rebound going to Murphy again. Pinewood just controlling the glass. Lucero pops a 3, no. Kolesnikov with the board. And they're trying to put a little 2 game together because they're having some difficulty trying to break this press. 40 seconds left here in this third quarter. The Eagles trying to look for any sort of bucket they could think of. Wang inside to Teleria. That's not going, and it's another turnover. Lucero has possession, and I think the Panthers are going to wind this down for one last possession.
The conditioning of Pinewood is just unbelievable. Their practices must be something else.
Oh, gosh. I could probably last about 5 minutes in one of those practices.
Yeah,
if that. That's probably a generous assessment.
I was going to say that might be a few minutes longer than me.
Yeah, maybe. 10 seconds left to go. Lucero trying to drive. Beek, a 3, no. Cayetano with the board. 3 seconds left. Still trying to get a shot. 2, 1. 3-pointer at the buzzer. No. And wouldn't you know it, a third quarter shutout for the Pinewood Panthers. They had this game firmly in their grasp. They are now 8 minutes away from accomplishing a three-peat. Unreal.
It is unreal. And again, we got to emphasize this. We did not expect this. You look at Alma Heights. Again, they just scored 91 points in their first playoff win of the playoffs here this year in 2013, breaking records. I mean, they're a fire. They can put up numbers. They are not used to being with 16 points heading into the fourth quarter. We're not used to seeing it. Fans aren't used to seeing it. It's just unreal, but all the credit in the world goes to Pinewood. I mean, they are a step. They're quite frankly a few steps faster than Alma Heights in this game.
Indeed they are, and at the end of the third quarter, it is Pinewood 41, Alma Heights Christian 16. You are watching live coverage of the CCS Division V Boys Basketball Championship here on PlayOnSports.com. Philip Kern alongside Dave Shepler. Glad to bring you this one, and it's been a great evening of basketball. As I mentioned before, we had the girls' game earlier this evening, and what a treat that was to watch. But this has been a very different type of game. I mean, Pinewood has just been head and shoulders the better team tonight. I mean, there's just no other way to describe it.
Yeah, I'd love to dig a little bit deep into the record books to see, Pinewood having given up 3 points in the third quarter over 2 full games. I think we're in uncharted waters there.
Possibly. Wouldn't be surprising to say the least, and that's saying something. Here's Cayetano right near midcourt, and the Panthers defense just still relentless. As Cayetano missed the 3. Boyd inside. Kolesnikov can't handle it. Back to Boyd. No, he still can't get it. It's as if there's a lid on the bucket. And Pinewood has another possession.
And I don't know about you, but what I'm seeing with the Eagles with the ball, it's almost like there's butter on the ball. I mean, it's just sliding right off their hands, I mean, they just can't grasp this basketball. I think they're...
And they haven't been without opportunities.
No.
That's for sure. Rashawn Ball to his left, fade back jumper. Oh, that was nice. Rashawn Ball off the bench, and like you mentioned, Pinewood doesn't lose anything when they go to their second unit.
Yeah, and Rashawn Ball's a freshman.
And another steal. Beek ahead to Lucero. He's just going to cruise in and take that one by himself. The Pinewood Panthers. Wow. What a performance tonight. Cayetano swings it out. Yellows for 3. No. Oh, my gosh. It was an air ball. And here's Beek. He does break the pressure. Here's Murphy. Swings it around. Inside feed. Oh, to Rashawn Ball. What a nice finish.
I can't believe that guy's a freshman. He's the tallest guy on the court right now. He's just made a couple consecutive baskets. I mean, this Pinewood team, they're going for a three-peat here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a few years down the road, they may be going for a six-peat.
If this is any indication, Manny Messi's got this team right where he wants him. And Pinewood just continues to put that pressure on. I mean, they get called for a foul, but they had knocked the ball out and forced Elias Paz into the backcourt with 16 seconds left on the shot clock.
Well, I was going to say, even they're getting trapped by the refs.
Oh.
They could,
that's an indication of how this night has gone for the Eagles, that's for sure.
Yeah.
6:17 left to go in this one. Eagles down 47-16. And like you mentioned, I wasn't expecting this. I'm not sure the Eagles fans were expecting this either. Boyd to his right, back to Batista. Tries to use the fake, and he's going to get fouled. Is he going to get shots for this, though? Yes, he will. And the foul is going to be on Nathan Beek. And you were mentioning just how young Pinewood is. Or you were talking about Alma Heights, just how young they are, just one senior. I'm looking at Pinewood's roster right now. There's only one senior on their roster, too.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is. In Alma Heights, for those of you at home who don't, know what they've done this year, I mean, they came in 26-3.
Yeah.
11-1. I mean, it's hard to believe. I mean, that just tells you how good this Pinewood team is.
Now, if you're just joining us, Gabe Batista's free throw was the first points the Eagles have had this whole second half. As Riches just missed the three-pointer, and it was a good look, too. Here's Batista inside to Yields, and it's just still the problems just continue. But just getting back to what we were talking about, Batista's free throw was the first points that the Eagles have had this entire second half. They still don't have a bucket. Boyd for three. That changes that. Finally, something for the Eagles fans to get excited about. Their first bucket in over 10 minutes.
Give their fans credit for giving them a bit of a lift. I mean, that was a big bucket. I think everybody, even Pinewood fans, were probably hoping to see him get a bucket. And Boyd, again, that guy averages 16.5 a game. It's got to be frustrating. Nice shot.
A three from the corner, and Nathan Beek with a response. Wow. Such a young team, and yet they're playing with the poise of a class full of seniors. Kolesnikov is getting trapped with that double team. Here's Boyd, mid-range jumper. That's not going to go anywhere. Lucero's going to push. He's got 2-on-1 if he hurries. Lucero, and tried to find Beek, but a nice defensive play there by the Eagles.
A nice hustle by Boyd.
I think you're going to start to see Coach Manny Messi start to rotate his bench in a little bit here, as we're now seeing Jordan Scott checking in for the first time this evening. A three from the corner, no. Rebound by Cayetano. That was Jordan Riches again. He's getting some good looks. Cayetano to the corner for Batista. And here comes the double team. Back out to Cayetano, inside to Kolesnikov. Back out to Yields, and
wow!
Did he get called for the foul?
He did. It looked like, from our vantage point, from the far end of the court, it looked like all ball to me. But give him a break. I mean, let's see what Yields is the lone senior starter for Alma Heights. This has got to be a tough way for him to go out.
As he misses the free throw, and you're talking about Ben Yields, I mean, really providing the senior leadership on this team. He averages 7.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists per game, so he's really one of those well-rounded guys. But, I mean, just being that lone senior, I mean, he does provide that leadership, and like you mentioned, so for him to be a part of this, I mean, to be part of a team that gets them to their first ever championship game, I mean, that's history making of itself. But
no question.
I'm sure, no doubt, he wanted a better performance than this.
Look at the Alma Heights fans across the way. They're still cheering for their team defense. They're wearing shirts that say, I believe. Give them all the credit in the world for standing behind their team. Rich
is a corner three. No, that's not going to go. Bodine with the rebound, and they get a new possession. 4:18 left to go. 50-21. Pinewood ahead of Alma Heights Christian. And there you see Ben Yields trying to make something happen by jumping that pass lane, but it's still going to remain Pinewood basketball.
Yeah, well, there's a great example of someone who's given still 100%, down 29 points with 4:12 left. Ben Yields is going to leave it all out there on the court here. There's no question about that. Good for him.
And here we have a substitution. Moises Teleria comes in for the Eagles. And Nathan Beek just goes in untouched. It's been that kind of night for the Panthers. 4 minutes left here. Cayetano for three. No, he pulled it way short. Bodine with the rebound. And Murphy's going to slow the pace up a little bit. Manny Messi's not seeing a real need to push the tempo here at this point.
Give Pinewood a lot of credit for when they get these drives, they convert. I mean, they are making their layups. They're making their shots.
There's Murphy cycling it back out. Riches is going to try his hand for another three. Oh, why not? Jordan Riches. Let's get everybody involved.
Again,
Boyd trying to drive. Here's Talaria and pulls the string short. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dave.
I was just going to say another example of the youth. Riches at sophomore. I mean, incredible program.
And they're definitely going to start clearing that bench. We see Dylan Dreyer here on our side of the bench waiting to check in. And a good move by Coach Manny Messi. Get all your guys in here because it looks like the game is well in hand at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Murphy's going to drive. Teardrop. Yes. Everything just seems to fall for this Panthers team.
It may be about time for Coach Bermudez to
Cayetano for three. It goes in and out.
Start giving some of his deep bench some playing time as well here.
I think the Cayetano three kind of sums up what's going on, as Manny Messi's going to call a timeout because he wants a chance to get the rest of his bench into this one. The Pinewood fans slapping at each other's hands. They are standing. They're cheering. They are seeing the inevitable. And of course, 2:42 left, 51-27 advantage. I got to tell you something. I know you said this before, but I think it's reemphasized. I wasn't expecting this.
No, not at all. Doing the preparation work for this matchup, quite frankly, I was very excited. I thought it was going to be a tremendous matchup. Again, folks, these two teams played each other on December 17th, 2012, and that game's final score was Alma Heights 54, Pinewood 53. Now, granted, as you mentioned, this is Coach Messi's first year as head coach, so give him all the credit in the world for obviously, learning and adjusting throughout the season to where he has this team playing probably better than any team I've seen so far throughout the playoffs, throughout the CIF and the different sections. I mean, just unbelievable. Great job, and I mean for him to step in a program that had previously been to the championship game 3 straight times, going back to back with wins, and to step in that kind of pressure where the fans, the student body, I'm sure, the city where they're from, they expect to win. And boy, he's delivered.
Indeed he has, of course. Pinewood has now gotten everybody on their bench some playing time. Dylan Dreyer, who is standing by our side of the bench to check in, he has finally done so. Maybe he'll get a chance to score a bucket. He's got 2.5 minutes to do so. Here's Riches on the far wing. Rashawn Ball out there to give him some help. Back around to Kyle Murphy. Going one-on-one with Cayetano. Kick out to Riches. Back to Murphy. Thought about the three. He's got 7 seconds left to do something with it. 5 seconds. Swings around. Riches, a three. No, that was short for the moment. He left his hand. Dreyer with an offensive rebound. And they cycle out for a new possession.
Put Dreyer into the stat book in this championship game. Nice job.
Exactly. Murphy's going to kick it out. Rashawn Ball trying to do something with it. Going to kick it out. Riches swings it around. That was Jordan Scott. Rashawn Ball with a three. That's not going to go. There's a rebound by Cayetano. We are past the 2-minute mark here in this fourth quarter. And a loose ball. Kolesnikov gets the pass. Doesn't get the bucket. And there's Jordan Scott with the rebound. And I think the inevitability is just starting to set in here into the Walter Gleason Center. And tonight, really all you could say is Pinewood was better.
Yeah.
Murphy a three, in and out. Rebound goes to Jonathan Wang. He's got a 3-on-2 if he's going to push. Wang's going to take it himself. Yes. And a timeout being called by head coach Mark Bermudez. 1:14 left to go. Really at this point just delaying the inevitable here for his Eagles squad. But I'll tell you what, we were talking about how young this Pinewood squad is. Let's keep in mind, you were mentioning this before, Alma Heights, only one senior. We're gonna see these guys again.
Oh, no question. And it looks like that Coach Bermudez is actually taking the timeout. I believe he's unloading his bench as well. So he's going to get some younger players a chance to get into the game. So that's good form there. Their fans are still, cheering them on in support. But you're absolutely right. If they get back here next year and so forth, they'll have been here before. And I think it drives you. I think it's going to make them want to be more prepared. Maybe practice that much harder. And great show of support by the Alma Heights crowd.
The entire bench has been cleared out. All these substitutions: Sahil Vinod, Christian Cairo, Carlos Santos, Arik Ma'alona, and Hugo Myron. All 5 new starters. Here's Josh Riches for 3. Oh, not quite. Rashawn Ball, the rebound. Second chance point. No. And here comes Sahil Vinod with the rebound. And listen to these Eagles fans. They don't care that they're down 30-some-odd points. 48 seconds left to go. They want to see the second unit do something, and Kyle Murphy strips the ball away.
If you look across the court, you would think that they're the team that is winning this ball game by the fans.
Exactly.
Great form.
Murphy is swatted away. I think that was Arik Ma'alona starting a block party of his own.
And the crowd erupts.
Oh, yeah.
On the Alma Heights side.
Absolutely. Jordan Scott with possession, swings it around to Murphy. 28 seconds left in this one. Pinewood just about to wrap this one up. Dreyer with a rebound. He's going to kick it back out, and the shot clock is off. 17 seconds left to go. This one is going to do it.
Yeah, Coach Manny Messi tells them
all they got to do is dribble out the clock. 8 seconds left. The Pinewood fans are standing because they know. And in 2, 1, the three-peat is complete. The Pinewood Panthers have done it. 3 titles in a row for the Pinewood Panthers basketball team. And they get to celebrate, but I'll tell you what, those Alma Heights Christian Eagles fans, they're still celebrating like they won because they know that getting it to a championship game for the first time in school history is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah. You don't always, just getting there is the first step. It's difficult to knock down the champion on the first try. But I'll tell you what, like I said, only 1 starter is a senior. This is going to leave a burning fire into them. They can celebrate a tremendous season, they reached a lot of first-time milestones, and they'll be back. In Pinewood, unbelievable performance all the way around. Congratulations to them on winning a 3rd straight Central Coast championship, Division 5.
And of course, we mentioned this before, a three-peat. I don't care what level of sports you're playing. If it's high school, college, or even the pros, a three-peat is so difficult. And for Pinewood to do that with different coaches, no less. I mean, we talked about this before. Manny Messi in his first year takes Pinewood to the Division 5 championship. What's he going to do for an encore now? I mean,
right.
he's got to follow that up. But I'll tell you what, for Pinewood to do what they've done and the team defensive effort that they exemplified tonight, I mean, that's stuff that gets remembered for a very, very long time. It really does.
Absolutely. Last year, Pinewood defeated St. Francis in the final 74-57. This year, they take care of the Eagles by a final score of 57-23 from Alma Heights. And the tradition continues for Pinewood.
It does. And you're hearing, they're just getting started with the trophy presentation, and you're seeing the Alma Heights Christian fans. I mean, what a display they put on tonight. I mean, even though their team fell short of what could have been a magical dream season, still showing their appreciation for what their squad has done. And with that, we're going to let the trophy presentation take place. We're going to step aside for just a moment. But coming right up, we will have our player of the game interview, and then Dave and I will wrap things up here in what has been a great evening of high school basketball. Don't go anywhere. More to come here on PlayOnSports.com. Welcome back, everybody, to the Walter Gleason Center here on the campus of Notre Dame de Namur University, where you just saw the Pinewood Panthers defeat the Alma Heights Christian Eagles 57-23. Just to recap here, we will be getting our player of the game here very, very shortly. We've decided that it was number 23, Ryan Bryce. Just a great all-around effort tonight in helping the Panthers complete a three-peat, which is a very, very tough task at any level of competition. So we will get his thoughts on the game tonight, and then Dave will rejoin me in wrapping up what has been a great evening of high school basketball. So don't go anywhere. More to come when the PlayOnSports.com postgame show comes up right after this.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PlayOnSports.com post-game show. And with me is Ryan Bryce of the Panthers, who had just an unbelievable showing tonight. 9 points, but that's not the entire story. Just complete animal on the defensive side of the ball. Ryan, congratulations for you and your entire team. This was a great effort tonight.
Yeah, it was.
So talk to me a little bit about the defensive effort tonight, because my colleague and I were just sitting here, and we were just in awe of everything. I mean, the first half was impressive, but you guys got to the third quarter and pitched a shutout. Just did not allow the Eagles to score any points. And this is a team that really is strong offensively. What did Coach Messi tell you guys at halftime really caused you guys to buckle down on defense and really put up that shutout in the third quarter?
We practiced a lot of tough defense at practice, so we just focused on getting the ball, not fouling, keeping our hands up, and just trapping the ball in the corners.
It seemed like that trap was working, because anytime you guys got the Eagles to those corners, the double team was just there waiting to meet them. And it was just an incredible defensive effort. But we were talking a little bit as well about how young this Pinewood team is. I mean, of course, you guys just accomplished a 3-peat, which is incredible as far as school history is concerned. But to be able to do that under a different coach, I mean, this is Coach Messi's first year. And to be able to do that, I mean, what has it been like being a young team playing under a first-year head coach? I mean, what has sort of that experience been like culminating up to now?
We had to have an identity, so the first practice, everyone was kind of scared, but as the practices went on, the year went on, we got tougher, we got more physical, and we got the identity of a scrappy, fast team. And Coach Messi's done an incredible job with coaching us and disciplining us, so it's been pretty good.
I can only imagine what those practices are like, because to keep up that fast, frenetic pace you guys were doing, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of conditioning that went into it.
Yeah, we have a conditioning coach, Jamal Harrison. He's a great conditioning coach. He gets us in good shape.
Well, he definitely got you in good shape for this one. I mean, this was definitely effort that was well documented. And of course, this is a 3-peat for your school, and this is definitely something you're going to be taking for a very long time. But, I mean, you in particular, just getting into passing lanes, doing everything on the defensive side, even lead your team in scoring. I mean, just a great all-around effort. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
That is Ryan Bryce of the Pinewood Panthers. We're going to be seeing a lot more of him, a sophomore. Can you imagine that? We'll have more with the Play on Sports post-game show. My colleague Dave Shepler will be right back with me. We'll recap everything from this evening. Don't go away. More to come right after this.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back, everybody, as we continue the PlayOnSports.com post-game show. I'm Philip Kern. Joined with me is my broadcast colleague, Dave Shepler. Good thing I got it right this time tonight. And tonight was just the culmination of a great evening of high school basketball tonight. I mean, we just saw the Pinewood Panthers defeat the Alma Heights Christian Eagles 57-23 tonight. And, Dave, I just got to tell you, I mean, we talked about it with Ryan Bryce just a minute ago. Just the total domination on the defensive side. I mean, you saw just that third quarter in particular personified everything about this game. Now, Pinewood just had the Eagles right where they wanted them. They got into a corner, they trapped them. When they got them in the full court press, they just had them on the ropes, and it was just that one team that just stood out and just head and shoulders above Alma Heights tonight.
Yeah, well, that's it. And I think we were all waiting for Alma Heights to make that adjustment at some point in the game, whether it was at a timeout, first quarters, at halftime. And they just never could make that adjustment that they needed to make. I've never seen such a relentless defensive team as Pinewood up and down the bench. A lot of times you sub in some players, you bring it in, and it kind of lightens up a little bit. Like we were saying on the air, I'd love to take a look into one of their practices with Coach Messi, because this group is well conditioned. They play as a unit. They don't miss a beat regardless who you bring into the game. And they were very impressive tonight. I look forward to seeing what they do in the NorCal division playoffs.
Well, and exactly. You talked about what one of these playoffs were like. I told him that same thing. I said, you guys must have had a lot of conditioning work to be able to play that kind of pace. And he was mentioning their conditioning coach really got them into shape. And you saw it right here. I mean, it was just an absolutely incredible thing. It's like they were on another level compared to Alma Heights. And we talked about this, too. It's such a young team playing for a first-year head coach, just that mutual growth that was going on. And you could see it blossomed tonight.
Yeah, there's no question about it. It was, you had Pinewood, who has the tradition. This was a three-peat, as you mentioned, how difficult that is regardless, especially having gone through a change of a head coach. And then you had your team who is making their first appearance. Really, there was all winners here tonight. Pinewood wasn't ready to relinquish their crown quite yet, and Alma Heights just wasn't quite good enough to knock them off yet. But the fan support that both teams had and showed throughout this game was really one of the great things about high school sports and athletics. And like you said, it was a great night. And congratulations to Pinewood. They are champions again.
And they are. And of course, you talked about the fan support. I mean, the Alma Heights fans tonight. I mean, you could tell that this was sort of their first rodeo in a sense, because first time in history they've even gotten this far. And just coming off the heels of their first ever CCS playoff win, I mean, to them it seemed irrelevant, the result, because the fact that they were here was exciting. And, of course, we talked about how young Pinewood is. Let's keep in mind, Alma Heights only had one senior, and you saw him out starting tonight. So we're going to see this team again at some point. I mean, they are too young and too good to be denied at this point. I mean, because we saw their youth sort of get the best of them tonight, obviously, because they couldn't quite handle that full court press. But Coach Mark Bermudez really has a good foundation to build off of for the coming years. I mean, for the next 2-3 years at least, hey, we could be seeing a whole lot of this team coming up.
No question about it. And again, you kind of hit the nail on the head. When it's your first time reaching this level, regardless of sport, probably regardless of level, and you're a fan, you can leave saying, hey, great season. You have those hopes of being back and so forth. You know, if you get there a couple more times and you're still with the same result, then the enthusiasm may wane a little bit. But
right.
At this point, they're building. A lot of firsts happened for them this season.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of milestones reached. Like you said, the coach has them on the right track. His fourth year already reaching the championship game. And, they don't have to hang their heads, and they didn't throughout the trophy presentation. They had their heads held high. They had smiles on their faces. They were happy to receive those second-place medals that they had. And that's great. That's what you like to see. And, they just didn't have enough tonight. And Pinewood, it really comes down to Pinewood's aggressive and well-executed game plan. I don't know who could have beaten them tonight.
They were definitely a very, very tough customer tonight. And like you mentioned, of course, I mean, Alma Heights has no shame in this kind of finish that they had. But I'll tell you what, I mean, it's got to leave a bitter taste in their mouth to finish so short of what they wanted to accomplish. And with that, the lights are dimming. That means we probably have to get out of here. So with that, it has been a pleasure to bring you tonight's Division 5 action, both girls and boys basketball, where tonight the St. Francis Sharks in the girls game win their first ever title. And of course, Pinewood completes the three-peat. I want to thank my broadcast partner, Dave Shepler, our producer, Brad Youngquist, and our videographer, Dave Custon. And a big thanks to Notre Dame to Namur, who are turning the lights on us as we speak. For everyone here at PlayOnSports.com, I'm Philip Kern. We will see you tomorrow when we bring you more high school sports coverage here on PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you. One shot at this.